828. Ben is on the line right now. Ben, good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning, Bill. I was going to say that we're going to send you a football helmet when you have Miss Tenney on because bombardment, you're very capable of deflecting some of those shots, but I think a helmet would be just a little extra precaution.
I appreciate it. Would it be extra? Because, the concussion this day and age, Ben, is really dangerous.
I wanted to address her. I don't know what a career politician is, but I do know this. Not being that familiar with her record, but I do know that she worked for Townsend several years.
Yep.
And then she took his seat. But then I know she ran for a judgeship. I didn't forget which one, but she ran for a judgeship and was rejected. And she ran for Congress and was rejected. Then she ran for her assembly seat, and she won that. And the problem is she brings up Joe Griffin with some other people. The reason Joe Griffin is a career politician is he keeps winning.
Right.
The people send him back. He must be delivering something, Bill, for him to be constantly selected. Sometimes not even, there's no opposition. And that's what I think the difference is. Claudia's a bright lady. There's no question about that. But it takes more than intelligence. It takes a cooperation. It takes seeing the other person's view, to live in their shoes.
Yep.
She constantly says she's for the little man, and she's an attorney. Well, I don't know how much. I've never seen her in action in court. I don't think she has that much of a legal practice, but that's only an assumption on my part.
Sure.
But the point is, what you were trying to bring out, I think, and maybe you should have a chance to tell us again, that you must stretch out. You must be not combative. It's good to be combative, but you also have to be cooperative.
Right.
They work together.
Well, I was trying to say, much of what I wanted to say, I never got to say, but you might have gotten it in pieces. For about 40 minutes. But what really I wanted to say is much as if you want to pass something, you have to work across the aisle. You have to work with other members. If you want to stop something, you have to work with other members. A no vote out in the middle of nowhere sitting on an island accomplishes zero. So my point is, which I would have made, is as a representative, I seek out people who can accomplish things, whether that is to advance us or to prevent the advancement of something that is against my wishes or against my beliefs. So the only way you can do that is by working with others. And I guess I wanted to know, the question I wanted was, your no vote, what did you accomplish? And the only thing I can see, and this is just my opinion, is you accomplish that you voted no, but nothing got stopped, nothing was advanced, and that I guess is my gripe, Ben. So.
But even more than that, Bill, I think this is another aspect of her. What they did, because she's such a burr in the saddle, they gave her a constituency that's like, I don't know, half a mile wide and 300 miles long or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You see, there's more than that. She not only stirs the cage, the butter, but she also makes these people an animosity. She creates an animosity towards her. So her district not only gets any chance of getting any help, but they also become angry and they want to punish her.
Yeah.
But punishing her, Bill,
punishes us.
Her constituents.
Right. Ben, I got to tell you one thing, and I know Manaski wants to pipe in, but I have to tell you this. If I was out there, and don't take this in an offensive way by any means, but if I were to be looking for an Edward A. Hanna sound-alike, you could get there. You're not quite there, but you're pretty darn close.
I agree.
Well, let me tell you something. That's a compliment to me.
All right. I'm glad to hear that.
He's a great congressman, and he happens to be a dear friend of mine.
Well, I didn't mean the congressman. I meant the mayor, but I certainly...
Oh, the mayor.
Yeah.
My God. No, please. I have enough substance of my own, Bill. I'm sorry.
All right.
Ben,
well,
he's going to tap you for future parody.
I'm only telling you that I interviewed Mayor Edward Hanna for many times, and I have to tell you that just the quality of the voice, which is a great voice, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, but I happen to know that.
A lot of
mayor.
personality.
Yes.
I happen to know that mayor, and he was quite a controversial character.
He certainly was. Yes. Ben, thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. And you wanted to pipe in, in contrast to what I've said.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
when
saying
you
you
ask
should
the
never
question,
vote no. I
right.
don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I understand the point that you're making. I think it's a very valid point. On the other side of the spectrum, though, I want to say in what is accomplished in voting no, or how does that help the area? She gets to make a statement on something that she sees as wrong, and at the same time, it doesn't hold up. Like the fact that she voted no didn't hold up the hospital money. You know what I mean? Because there's so many yes votes, so it doesn't hold up.
Doesn't stop the minimum wage.
Right? She's allowed. It allows her to make a statement on something, but it also doesn't hurt the area. That's why I don't view it as like such a horrible thing, because it's not like she's the tie-breaking vote in the Supreme Court or something where it says, okay, Utica won't get this money now. She objects to some of the things, so she votes no. But the area still gets the money.
So I guess my point would be, though, is it's more self-serving than anything else. Voting no is self-serving. And let's be honest, if she's running for Congress, Binghamton does not want to hear that Utica is getting $300 million. And not that she was ever running for Congress before when she was voting no, and that I tried to allude to that a little bit, and I could every time I ask a question, it comes off as throwing a dagger, and it turns into so many other different elements and facets turns into I mean, I wish my trees could grow like these questions could grow, because I'd have a forest in my backyard.
The one question that you didn't ask as a follow-up, and I was not going to get involved in the whole foray, but the question when you asked if she was going to appear on national media, how would Don Lemon handle that interview?
These people better
just shut the mic off and go to break.
Have to prepare themselves. I got to tell you, if she gets in, it's going to be fun. If she ends up in Congress, we are going to be all over the national media. It is going to be, from a media standpoint, it's going to be amazing. And I'm just telling you,
you know what I wanted?
Incredible.
I wanted to ask, and I didn't get a chance to. Was, in her opinion, does she see what's going on with Trump?
I wanted to get to that too.
Is that something she thinks will help her candidacy for Congress, or does she want to separate herself?
I'm also very curious to hear. You would imagine most Democrats in the area are going to be supporting officials. The Democratic politicians are going to be supporting Hillary Clinton.
Right.
I really wonder on the Republican side, who are our local Republicans going to support? It's probably Ted Cruz. Are there going to be some members of the political realm that are going to go down the Donald Trump road? I think it's going to be interesting. I really wanted to ask. There are a lot of questions I wanted to ask, but I didn't get to. And it is what it is. Antonio, you're on the radio.
Yeah, hi, Bill. I listened to you talk to Claudia, not just this time, but many times before. You are not. I don't know Claudia, but I'm just saying the way you interview her is not fair to her, and the way you interview the other elected officials, Griffo, Tenney, and them. I mean, just because she voted no, you're saying voting no is being self-centered, and that's not true. It just isn't true. She's not a career politician. A career politician is like lying to Hillary, the witch Hillary in Benghazi. That's a career politician.
Right.
You're condescending to her. Every time I listen to her, you're just condescending to her. And
well, listen,
it's not right. You could hear it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you about it. It is what it is. Maybe I am. Maybe Antonio. Maybe I am. And I can only tell you.
You're doing it again. It's not fair to her.
No, I'm not doing anything. What am I doing now? I'm saying to you, maybe I am. Maybe I am. And I'm saying I had no intention of going into that interview and being adversarial. Zero.
I'm sure you didn't.
As a matter of fact,
I know you don't.
And every time, listen to me, every time, I know that sounds adversarial. I've been told, don't say listen to me, because people feel like you're directing them, and it's very condescending. I'm sorry. Okay, but listen. Sorry. I can't help it.
Just go, Bill.
I don't know what it is when I ask a question. I feel like what's going on in the interview that I have with her is I have an ex. Well, I have a few, Antonio. And there would be a time that I'd walk into the living room and I'd say, hey, what's for dinner? And the answer would be, oh, so you don't think I make dinner? You think that I just sit around and do nothing?
Yeah, all right. No, but listen, but what with the comment?
My point is, I don't think I could ask any question that wouldn't be taken adversarially by her. And you feel I started it, and whatever.
No, I didn't feel you started it, but I'm making a comment. Voting no is self-centered. I mean, that's just one example. I mean, why would you say that?
I'll tell you why. I do not believe that voting no is self-centered. I do believe that standing up for the taxpayers is essential. I do believe it. But Antonio, is that your real name, by the way?
No.
Okay, all right. Bob, listen, it's every vote. It's every bill. It's everything for the area. You take a guy like Mark Butler, who is considered a little more. He's in the Republican minority in the Assembly. He knows there's not a lot he can accomplish without working with some members of the other side. You're not going to accomplish anything. He votes no on things out of principle. But there comes a certain point where you gotta, on some things, you gotta vote yes for, because you gotta look out for your area. And the other thing is, if you want, it's about accomplishment. The only way you're going to accomplish anything is this: my way or the highway does not. It will never work, especially when you're in the minority.
No, I understand that.
So
it's about networking and get along with people.
Correct.
I understand that.
But I do not. Don't take me the wrong way, because that's really what Claudia said. That she said you think that voting no is wrong. I do not. I asked you the question. The only question I asked was, what does voting no accomplish? And it never.
Listen.
Okay, that's all I'm asking.
Okay, I just, and I listen to you. Listen, you're a smart man from way back in your interviews. But I just want you to be the same way towards the other guys, Passetti and Griffball and whoever else you're.
I feel like we ask them tough questions, and I get answers. I get thoughtful answers. It doesn't turn into a fight. And I guess it's one of those things where, I don't have the answer for you. I'll listen to this. I never listen to myself back, ever. But I will listen to this interview back and find out where I went wrong. That's all I can tell you.
Like the love-hate relationship. I mean, it's a fine line.
Back to the what's for dinner, right? How dare you tell me I don't do anything? I sit around here and do nothing. I really feel it's that, and for that I'm sorry. But I think that voting no is wrong? Absolutely not.
Yeah, but okay, I understand.
I feel
she's a smart woman.
No doubt about it.
I don't know her.
Yep.
And I do feel that she's just looking out for the people and telling the truth. Just telling the truth. That's all you can ask for.
All right, Antonio. Bob.
Thank you, Bush.
Thanks, Bob. Okay. Listen, I'll take it. It is what it is, and I'll listen back. I do want to quickly, can I go to Little Falls right now, because he's been waiting. The superintendent of schools in Little Falls, he's new and just was handled a whole basket of scare here yesterday. Keith Levatino, Dr. Keith Levatino. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
I appreciate you coming on. I know it's been a rough 24 hours for you guys, actually more than 24 hours right now. What is the latest? So let's set it up. You received an email yesterday morning early on that had threats throughout the district.
Yeah, if I could, I think the timeline would help you more and the listeners as well.
Yep.
Very fortunate for us, one of our school administrators did receive an email at 4:15 a.m. Fortunate, when I use that word, is that she checks her email early morning every day. In some cases, as you know, people come to work and may not check them until they get to work or later in the afternoon or later in the morning. So we were right on top of this as soon as we got it. And based on that, we activated our school safety team and safety plan and safety procedures. I worked with the administrative team and the Little Falls Police Department, who were simply outstanding. They're tremendous partners, and their resources and support just gave me such a good feeling of security. We read the email, we analyzed the email, and based on what it was stated in it, we implemented specific procedures. Specifically, we knew that we wanted to check all of our school buses thoroughly before any students got on them. That was done. Second, we swept our schools. We call them a sweeping or sweeping. We walk through the schools. School personnel does, checking the entire school, air ducts, lockers, you name it.
Wow.
Both schools, we have Benton Hall Academy here, and we have a middle high school complex here in Little Falls. But all of that was okay, and nothing was found that was inappropriate or any safety issues or concerns. From there, the chief supported us by giving us extra police presence at each door of each school building where students entered. And as you know, the police know the deal. They know what to look for. So they were greeting students as they entered the building, at the same time observing and analyzing. And fortunately for us, everything was okay. School came in. Faculty meetings occurred. The high school principal actually met with all the students because, as you remember me as the principal principal of Perry Junior High in New Hartford.
Yep.
I'm a proponent of communicating with students and letting them know that they have a moral obligation to letting us know in confidence.
Right.
Everything is confidential, okay?
Yep.
But letting us know if they think that there's a potentially dangerous situation. That can mean a threat, that can mean a fight, that can mean social or emotional.
Right.
They come to us, it's kept in confidence, and I refer to it as being proactive. So we relayed that to the students as well.
So, and it seems like everything went off yesterday, yet this kind of spread into Herkimer now, right?
Yes, I haven't had the opportunity to talk with the superintendent over at Herkimer Schools just yet. My understanding was as we were dealing with investigations and then having building safety teams and district safety team meetings at the end of the day, that happened later in the day. I'm not sure. I believe it was a tweet. So, yes, it did happen to them as well. I met with the chief of police here in Little Falls, spoke with him this morning. The investigation is ongoing and continuing, and we rely on them for their support, and that's their side of the house.
I did speak to Chief Massey yesterday, and he did explain to me that it was an email, and the address of the email, which was the threatening email, included the name of an employee, and it was then determined that the employee had nothing to do with it, that this had been a fictitious email, or was it hacked into? Was your email hacked, or did they create like a Yahoo or a Gmail fictitious email?
Although I would never claim that I'm a technology expert, what I'm being told is they believe that it was hacked.
Wow.
And then they're looking into that, and they're getting the message out that please don't target the person whose email was hacked because they simply had nothing to do with it.
Sure.
They're innocent. They're a victim, too, in more than one way or the other, not only from threatening a school and security, but they hacked in their email.
That
and
is
I want
unbelievable.
thank you for bringing that up, because I want to get that message out, that this individual was hacked, and please, community members and parents and everyone understand that whoever did this not only did something very inappropriate, stating a terroristic attack, but they also hacked someone else's email.
Got it. Well, listen, I'm not going to press you on any other details here because I know that at this point the investigation is ongoing, and the key here is that we get that important information out to parents and to the members of the community that everybody's safe right now. And
I always assure people and parents, and I think you know me well enough.
I do.
I'm not bringing people to school unless I know and I'm told by law enforcement that it's safe. And our procedures and practices were implemented. We had enough time early in the morning, and timing is everything with regard to threats and school violence.
And for the record, it seems it has nothing to do with testing at all.
Nothing. There was nothing mentioned in. Thank you. There was nothing mentioned in the email or communications. Nothing at all that states that. We have no reason to believe that. Our testing is ongoing. It started yesterday. ELA state assessments. It's continuing today. School is back and is normal. I just came from an elementary morning program with 200-300 kids involved. So yes, school's on. Testing's going on, and it is my hope, and I know that law enforcement will find this individual or individuals, and justice will be served, because anyone who threatens people, especially students, needs to be brought to justice, period.
Well, listen, the loss for New Hartford is the gain for the people of Little Falls. So
you are too kind, and you always have been, and I greatly appreciate that. I will tell you, off the record, Little Falls is a perfect fit for me.
Yeah.
The people are wonderful, everyone's supportive and outgoing, but at the same time, I truly miss all my colleagues and the students of Perry Junior High School.
I'm sure you miss me, too, probably.
Without a doubt. Our weekly visits kept me motivated.
Yep. All right.
And I hope I helped you during those times as well.
Certainly. Dr. Keith Levatino, thank you so much, and good luck over there. Keep us posted.
I will. Take care, Bill.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Andre Reed is coming to Hall of Frames tonight. It is 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. This is a Hall of Famer, one of the Buffalo Bills greats, and he's going to be right there in person for you to walk up to and talk to and sign autographs. For details, you can contact Hall of Frames at 768-6677. We're going to try to squeeze him in. It's been very long, and I think we went past our time. We've had quite a morning here. But we're going to try to squeeze in Andre Reed before we leave here. Hold tight. It's coming right back at WIBX.